Well, what a Saturday it's been with One Truth Social post this afternoon. President Trump wipes out $240 million worth of leveraged crypto positions in just about 60 minutes. I'm going to tell you what happened, what we need to look for, and what we need to think about over the next 48 to 72 hours. It is getting dicey. I'm a little concerned, but I'm Kris Hair, the world champion crypto cowboy. I hope you guys had a good Saturday. I spent all day down in Fort Worth at the Will Rogers watching the Stallion Stakes. It's a National Cutting Horse Association's derby, so all the older stallions that are breeding and producing the new prospects, they got to show out today, and they're showing for a lot of money over the next 2 weeks. So it was a good time. But we'll go ahead and get into it, figure out what's going on. I made a post earlier just to let you guys know. So if you're not following me on X, you should. You find the link in my description. Trump posted he'll obliterate Iran's power plants for 48 hours if the Strait of Hormuz isn't open. 240 million in leveraged crypto positions wiped out in 30 minutes. Iran already fired missiles at Israel near the nuclear site at Dimona. This isn't noise. This is a 48-hour countdown. Full breakdown tonight. Immediately after I saw President Trump over the past 36 hours, a Kibisi letter posted this just Friday, 3:40 p.m. Eastern time. Trump says, I don't want to do a ceasefire with Iran. Then we get to Friday at 5:15. The U.S. is considering winding down the war with Iran. Friday at 2 p.m., Axios, or today, just today at 2 p.m., Axios reports Trump is planning peace talks. Just a few hours later, Trump posts on Truth Social, if Iran doesn't open the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours, the U.S. will obliterate Iran's power plants. Kibisi letter asks, what's going on behind the scenes? It makes me wonder the same thing, but, you know, I've told you guys, and I'll tell you again, markets dictate news, markets move the charts, and you can see what's happening right now today. That's exactly what they're doing. So I went ahead and opened some short trades. Our opened a short trade on Bitcoin. This has been open since yesterday. I set that stop loss a little broad. I wanted to see what would happen at about $70,000. That's where we're sitting at about 68,000 right now. So, you know, I think we've probably lost that daily 50. I think the move is probably down, but we'll watch this close on Sunday. But if you need a good exchange to trade on, BTCC has been absolutely amazing for me. I wouldn't recommend something that I don't use myself or don't believe in. They've been absolutely amazing to work with. 10% bonus on your first time deposit using my link in my description. And we do have a giveaway to get in on right now. $250 USDT will be given away by trading anything, crypto, stocks, Forex, or commodities. One winner is going to win $250,000, and this competition goes until April 30th. So go ahead and check out that link. Get signed up. Go ahead and try to get you some free cash, but we're going to get into the meat and potatoes. This starts off with the liquidation heat map. This is what market makers use to understand where your short and long-term liquidation points are on your short and long trades. Think Wintermute, think Binance, think Jane Street, think Coinbase. They're all trading against you guys, and this is how they figure out how to do it. They move the charts to your liquidation points on your short and long trades. So cumulative totals right now, guys, we got about $14.71 million in short trades on the books compared to about $1.79 billion. This number keeps coming down. There's liquidity here, but we're going to go out to a lower time frame to really understand where we are right now. This is a weekly liquidation heat map. We've got about $2.3 billion worth of short trades compared to about $356 million. So the imbalance is way to the upside, but what you need to keep in mind, guys, we're still in a bear market. So a lot of this upper liquidation, it's going to stay there until we enter the bull market. So that's kind of where I'm at. All these pockets right here around $72,000, these are all late shorts that come in. These are late longs at about 68.6 or early longs at 68.6, but you have liquidations all the way down to about $66,000 on that weekly chart. So let's go ahead and get into what you came after. We're going to start off with I'm going to go ahead and just post a daily oil chart here. These will be posted in the crypto school as well. You'll find a link to that in my description. You will have direct access to me along with another lineup of great coaches. Connor Kenny, Tyler Hill, they're all there, but let's get into this oil chart. Let's figure out what's going on. This is on the daily. We found support on this 382 at about $93, $94 a barrel. That's strong support. There was a fair value gap here, and I told you guys the other day, I felt like we might tap that and then work our way up. Let's really look at what looks like is happening here, guys. I've got the fibs pulled. This was from the swing low to the swing high. The golden zone sits at about $103 to $110. I think that's a given. I think that's exactly where we're headed, unless we come down and try to retest this half or come down to this The 618-786 at about $79 to $68. But with the news we got tonight, I don't think that's it. Oil futures open tomorrow. I think we go up. And I'm still kind of got my eyes on this $131 to $146 a barrel. That's ugly. That's scary. But I think that's where we go. And after the news, this comparison's starting to play out, guys. If you look here, we've got the pullback, the bear flag, and then we pulled back again into another consolidation. 2026, we pulled back, bear flag, pulled back again into another consolidation. That's exactly where we are right now. The move goes down in 2022, consolidates, comes down again, and then we hit the bottom. That's the bull market. It sure makes a lot of sense that we're doing the same thing here, so we need to keep a close eye on that. Looking at looking at the Bitcoin on the hourly chart, you can see we've lost those hourly 50s. We've lost the 4-hour 50. I've told you guys in the other day in a video, I mark my 4-hour 50 simple moving average. I mark my 4-hour 50 smooth moving average, and I mark my daily 50 simple moving average and daily 50 smooth moving average. And the reason I do that, you can see when I pull out to this hourly chart, I can see where my strong supports are. 50 moving averages are very strong support or resistance. Usually if you're above them, you're long. If you're below them, you're short. And that's why I have my shorts in right now. We've pulled below the hour 50, the 4-hour 50, which went up and retested this 4-hour 50 smooth moving average. And we lost this daily 50 on the Trump news. Here's my thoughts from here. We're in the golden zone, the 618-786, the retracement zone between 69.5 and 67.800. I think we come on down, guys, and then you've got all these retracement zones here. If we can find support somewhere in this $67,000 range and get back over this daily 50, then I flip bullish and we'll talk about $75,000. Otherwise, I don't think that's the move. I think the move is down. The 1-hour retracement extensions sit from about 62,722 down to about 59,105. I think that's probably the more likely target. There's a yellow trend line here, and I'm going to go ahead and go out to the 4-hour chart so we can see this better. This goes all the way back to our bottom at $60,000, and you see we've got 3 touch points. 3 touch points make a trend. The 4-hour retracement zone sits between $67,000 and $65,000, right in that line. Looks like that's where we're headed. This, you can see there's a fair value gap also that sits about $64,000. If we're going to bounce, we have to do it right here. And then we have to get over this daily 50, and we have to get over this 4-hour 50 that sits at about 71,427. There's 2 red fair value gaps that sit above those. I think those are still going to work as rejection points for a while. So what we may do is drop down this retracement zone, retest this daily 50, then work on down $58,000 to $54,000. The head and shoulders target on the weekly still there, sits at around $50,000. Looking at the daily chart, as we compared to 2022 versus now, you can see we're coming down, but we have broken out of this bull flag. The first time we did it, we fell back into it, found a bottom about the halfway point, and then worked our way out right when we hit about that $60,000 level. Came up to 76.1, rejected. We moved down, lost the daily 50 smooth move, simple moving average again. The daily retracement sits $66,000 to $63,000. It's right where that yellow trend sits. So if we lose it, guys, I think we come down. 55,950 down to about $50,000. I'm going to show you this again because I've talked about when we hit $60,000, I told you guys we'd bounce up, come down, fill this out. Looks like that's what we're doing. If you look at the weekly chart, man, it doesn't paint a pretty picture at all. I've tried to find where the upside is, but when we rejected equilibrium 3 weeks ago, I told you that wasn't good and we were probably going down, and that looks like the move. Weekly retracement zone, 60,000 to 41,000. That head and shoulders target that we've been working off of since right about February 2nd. I think we hit it. 50,308's that target. Fair value gap sits just below it. The middle of it sits at about $46,000. I'm probably going to start my spot purchasing in this $50,000 to $40,000 range. If we drop down here, there's a cluster of fair value gaps that sit from about $33,000 down to about $23,000. If we drop that far, I'll load the boat there. I'll buy a little more, and then we'll worry about this 50 simple moving average sitting up here at about $98,000 and see if it doesn't come down even lower. But that's kind of where we are for tonight. I think that covers everything. It's ugly. It's dismal. I'm not really happy with the way the charts look, but what are you going to do? It's Bitcoin. It's trading. I've told you the markets manipulate. The news manipulates these markets. They move the charts where they want them to go. The market makers just, I don't know. It's a big mess. And you can see it all falling together. And tonight was a prime example of how news dictate markets. President Trump is holding the cards. What do you do from there? I don't know. It's patient. There's a silver lining in this. We're getting ready to buy spot for the next bull run. I'm happy about that. There's an opportunity to make some big money. But we'll ride our shorts. And we'll just play it by ear day to day. But don't forget to like and subscribe. Tap that bell notification. Leave us a comment. It helps the YouTube algorithm. I really enjoy hearing from you guys. But I'm going to wrap this one up. It's late. I'm ready to get in the house. Kris Hair, the world champion crypto cowboy. I really appreciate you watching. We'll see you down the road.